All right, guys, so what's the number one problem that Mopar owners have, right? Whether you drive a Charger, Challenger, hell, even a TRX, Trackhawk, Durango Hellcat, Durango 392, whatever, right? The biggest problem that we have is not gas mileage, although that's a big one. It's not the fact that our cars are heavy and we can't get any traction. It's not that our cars are expensive, right? And we're breaking into our pockets. It's police, right? State troopers, city cops, sheriff, all that stuff. Our cars are loud. They draw a lot of attention. And if you live in a heavily populated city like I do, Charlotte, North Carolina, you already know that the police already know what these cars are about. You know, car meets car shows, the stuff that they see on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Police departments already know what kind of cars these are and what people do with these cars and what types of people drive these cars. So needless to say, if you want to get out of being harassed for tickets, for speeding, tent laws, or just being loud and you know, standing out and the police want to harass you and mess with you, you've got to be able to see them before they see you. I got what you need, man. Just keep watching this video. We'll talk about it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So as you can tell, I'm in a car that makes this a car vlog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it, man. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related, man, happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So we talked about this in the past, man. So like I said in the intro, you need to be able to see them before they see you somehow or another, right? And I know a lot of people use different ways of, you know, picking up cops, police officers to alert them, you know, before they come up on you or before you come up on them, right? One of the ways that people use is Waze, literally. We've talked about this in another video, and that video actually did pretty well. We talked about this using Waze, right? People use the app Waze because Waze allows for everyday drivers to report police sightings, right? So if you're on the highway or you're on the street and you see a state trooper chilling in the bushes somewhere, you can drop a pin right there, and that's going to let everybody that's using Waze, that's on that street, know there's a cop ahead, right? And then, of course, Waze is going to give you an audible alert to let you know that police is up the street. That's all well and good, but you're still depending on humans, right? There's a human error factor that you got to take into consideration because you're dependent on humans, right? There are some humans out there, they're assholes that will mess with people on purpose for no other reason than messing with people. And they'll drop pins where there are no police officers, or they'll drop pins in locations where the police is further down or closer up, or the police, being as smart as they are, you know, they would use Waze. I've seen some cops, I've had cops comment on my pictures and stuff in my videos and tell me this, like once they find out that people have gotten the drop on their location, literally the drop, they'll just move. So if you're on the highway and you see a cop and you drop a pin to let everybody know, and then that cop is using Waze as well because they're driving Chargers just like us, and they realize that, you know, people are slowing down and stopping because of the pin that's been dropped on them, they'll just get up and move. So Waze isn't always the best option. Google Maps is doing something now where they're kind of testing it out using like they call it what do they call it, like a speed trap or something like that, speed detection, something like that, where they got some sort of feature similar to Waze, but it's not as accurate and people don't really use it like they should. So Google is out. Waze, like I said, it's good, but it's not accurate. It's not the best. It's not software. It's humanware, right? So what do you use in that circumstance? We've talked about this in the previous one. I just want to reiterate this. You need a police radar of some sort. Now, I drive a Dodge Charger Scatpack. I have my radar, as they call, mirror tap. So basically, I'm taking the power to power the radar itself. I'm taking it from my mirror. So as you can see, like, it's up in there. And that's a whole video in and of itself that you guys are going to have to watch from somebody else. But that's how it's sitting right there. So when I'm sitting here driving, this is what I'm seeing. Obviously, I've got my big screen right here. I've got Waze up. And then I've got my police scanner right there as well that's working with me. And then when I start it up,
X-band, K-band,
yeah,
Ka-band, laser, GPS
and then it just goes through its
connected.
progression. Connected to GPS. I've got my screen set up in such a way that it's blacked out because I don't want to be distracted. The only time that it lights up is when it picks up something, which is the best way to go. I don't need it lit up at all times, distracting me while I'm driving, because if you know anything about me, when I drive my car at night, I want it to be pitch black. So I want everything blacked out. As long as you see that little ball that's kind of bouncing from left to right. That lets you know that it's activated, obviously, and then you see the mute, dim, mark, all that good stuff, man. But let me get it in. Turn my damn car off. But that is the Uniden R3 radar detector. Let me say that again, Uniden R3 radar detector. A lot of you guys have asked me that in the comments in some of my videos, where you'll see the radar going off, or I'll film it going off because of whatever we're doing. It is a Uniden R3, and Amazon currently has them for $299. That's just the detector itself, right? I actually got mine for $289 on a discount. Oh, they're actually, yep, they said ships in 2 to 4 weeks, so they're back ordered, but I'm sure you can find that on Amazon if you dig hard enough. But Uniden R3, long range radar. The reason that that's significant is because it's extreme range laser detector, or extreme range laser radar detection, right? So in other words, it's supposed to detect police much further than your average radar, much further than you can see, and 9 times out of 10, much further and more accurate than any, you know, GPS software that you're using, such as Waze or Google Maps. I use my radar in conjunction with Waze when I know I'm getting active, and I'm not going to explain what active is. You just need to know. If you watch my videos, you'll know. But whenever I'm getting active and I'm on the road or something like that, and I'm traveling in a pack of other people, like, I don't necessarily have to worry about getting singled out, because, you know, if I'm riding with the boys, riding with the squad, and you decide to throw on your lights, you're going to have to work for that ticket. I'm not saying that you're not going to get anyone. I'm just saying you're going to have to work for... That's CarLock right there. Shout out to CarLock. But you're going to have to... CarLock going off like crazy, man. You're going to have to work for that ticket. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to work for that, just because the likelihood of somebody stopping is unlikely. But the purpose of the radar in conjunction with Waze and all that stuff is Waze is going to give you that map aspect so that you can see it on the map. You can zoom in, zoom out, and see it. So if, for instance, if you're planning a trip from Charlotte to Greensboro, and this is specific to my North Carolina folks, if you're going from Charlotte to Greensboro, you can look at Waze and look at the trip, the directions or whatever, and actually see that there are going to be some cops here, cops there, whatever. Obviously, you won't be able to see that with your radar, but it's much more accurate than Waze or anything else, because you're going to get a notification, an alarm, an alert, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to let you know that there is a cop in the vicinity that's chilling or something like that. He could be on the side of the road, he could be behind you, but beside you, in front of you, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, this radar does not tell you whether or not this person is behind you or in front of you or to the left or to the right of you. It's not going to give you that. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you see it going off, just slow the hell down. Don't worry about where it's at. Just slow the hell down. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what I use it for. Once I hear it, I slow the hell down. I don't care whether it's behind or in front. 9 times out of 10, it's in front. But slow the hell down. The thing about radars that sucks is, like I said, you really can't tell where that cop is. Like I said, it could be behind you, to the left, to the right, in front. It also could be in the other lane going in the other direction. That's not even worried about you. But the fact that you got the notification lets you know that there's something fishy going on, so you need to slow down. I use it for that, as a deterrent. Now, it's not always accurate, because it is still a radar detector, and you guys know radar detectors sometimes cause false, you know, readings and stuff like that. If you're in front of like a store or something like that, sometimes a radar will go off. Mine doesn't. This one is pretty good about that. This one only gives you like false readings if you've got K-band. K-band is like an older police band that a lot of departments don't use. Some do. Some of you guys that's living in some of these smaller municipalities, these kind of mountain towns, or just small country towns, or whatever the case may be, your department may. Mine actually doesn't in North Carolina, or at least in Charlotte, Greensboro, Concord, Raleigh, Gastonia area. So I'm not really worried about that. So I actually have that band completely cut off, because I don't want to get those false alerts. And that's another thing. Once you get your radar, it's up to you to find out, you know, what city and state is using what code, or what codes are being used or frequencies are being used in your city and state. And you can actually do that online. I think Uniden actually has a website where you can go and find out what frequencies are common in your city and your state. And that's what I did. So I know that in Charlotte, K-band isn't used at all. Ka-band is still in heavy circulation. Laser is really much really in circulation right now. So X-band, I don't think they're using X-band either. I think I got that shit turned off. So between those three, what, KA, laser, and maybe X-band, I don't know if I have it on at this point, or those are pretty much it for my city. So I've got everything else blocked off. I don't want to get false alarms, false alerts for the mess. But the Uniden R3, getting back to that, is solid. Red light camera alert, speed camera alert, advanced KA band filter, quiet ride. So you know, you can keep things kind of quiet or whatever the case may be. You can turn it off unless you don't want audio and you just want the video, you know, the visual aspect of it. You can turn the audio off. Max speed warning. I don't know why any of us would want that, but it'll let you know if you're speeding. Comes with a carrying case, a cigarette lighter, a cigarette charger that you can plug into your cigarette, you know, lighter or whatever. Upgradable firmware, which basically means as the police get better and smarter, so should your device. I just updated my shit this week, as a matter of fact. And, you know, I guess I've seen the difference or whatever. And then it comes with the mounting brackets and all that stuff, the suction cups. It actually does come with the suction cups. So you're good on that end. So honestly, the only thing you'll need is this basic cable. So like I said, the way that I have my shit set up is I hate wires. I hate wires. I hate things that are just hanging down in my car that's distracting me. So I want everything going. I want everything to be really clean. I don't want anything hanging down that's attached to my cigarette lighter. I want everything clean. So the only thing that you would actually have to buy aside from the device itself is this cable right here. This is that little Ethernet plug that's going to plug into the side of it. And then you can mirror tap it into the mirror. So you got to pop this plastic housing off and then take the two little prongs and basically jam them up there between, you know, where the mirror gets its power from. And that's how you get that clean look right there. Nothing's hanging off, nothing's distracting. Like literally, as I sit here and look, all I can see is the screen itself. So it's not like it's in my field of vision. Even when I'm looking in the mirror, it's not bothering me. Or the middle, it's not bothering me because all I'm seeing is this little bit. Now, based on what I've been told, you want that device to be pointed in the center of your car, and you want it to be about, you know, midways, if not a little bit higher, so that it can get the best view or the best perspective on what you're seeing in the front. You don't want it sitting down here in the corner. You really don't want it, you know, because our cars are angled right here. So you really don't want it on an angle, to my understanding. If you can get it in this flat surface, that's straight. If you want to put it here in front of you where you're driving, that's straight as well. For me, that's a little distracting because I drive like that and I would never see it. But the best place to put it is right here in the middle, right under your mirror, and do it that way, man. But for real, that thing has saved me a lot. You know, it has saved my ass. I'm not even going to front. Knock on wood, I've never been pulled over in this car. And thus far, I've never been given a ticket. I actually got pulled over in my V6 more times than I got pulled over in this one. But my V6 was red and this one's black, although I do have the red stripe. But I owe a lot of that to either Waze or the Uniden R3. And I'll put more on the Uniden R3 just because I feel like it's done a better job. Like it's really, when it goes off, I know that something's in the area. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I can't tell if that cop is behind, beside, in front, in the opposite lane. If you're on the highway and you're going under a bridge or something like that, you can't even tell if the cop is on your, you know, street. Like it could be going over you, over the overpass or whatever. So that's the only downside. But at the end of the day, like I said, when you get a signal or a notification, just slow your ass down because you know you're doing wrong. So that in conjunction with Waze, whenever you're getting active, doing some dumb stuff, you know how you guys do. That is pretty much the best of both worlds because you've got people who have seen all of these cars and cops that have come before you that can drop a pin to let you know. But if they don't, or it's just not accurate, you've got software that's on your side. You know what I'm saying? And to my understanding, most departments, if not all departments, are still using KA band, laser, maybe K band, maybe X band. Like I said, the K and the X are kind of old, but you know, that's for the most part, this device is going to have you and your area covered, you know, and because it's long range, it's going to pick up those cops at a distance. And I mean, at a distance. Like this device is legit. Now they do have a new updated version, which is the R7. This is the R3, the R7, but the R7 is a little more expensive and the R7 is a little bigger. So it may take up a little more of your screen. And not to mention the R7 is currently $550. So, you know, either $299 or $550. The only difference between the R7 and the R3 is that the R7 actually has arrows that will let you know where the threat is being detected, whether it's in front, to the left, to the right, behind, this, that, and the other. But for the most part, it's pretty much all the same. You know what I'm saying? But that is the difference. It's almost a $250 difference between the R3 and the R7. Personally, I'd stand by the R3. I've got two other guys in my car club that are using the R3. My man Helgato, he was the one that put me on. I don't know if you guys remember, but we did a video probably year before last where we were coming back from Shelby. And that was the video where we got ambushed by like 7 different state troopers. Well, he was the only one driving a Hellcat at the time. And he happened to be slowing down and hanging in the back while everybody else, myself included, and my man Santana included, we were all flying because none of us had police radars, and I don't even think we were using Waze. Long story short, he picked it up and saw that the cops were up there and saw that it was a lot and slowed down. And we didn't see that. Fortunately, you know, your boy blended in because I was driving my all-black Charger at the time. I didn't have a stripe on it. So I guess I kind of fell under the radar, so to speak. But everybody else got hit. You know what I'm saying? So that was when I realized that that radar was legit, because he told me that he got that signal at least a mile and some change before we actually got up on him. And that's when he started slowing down. I should have paid attention to him, but I didn't. But I still didn't get pulled over. So, you know, it is what it is. But him, and then I believe Santana, he's also using it as well. And he swears by it. Everybody swears by it. So I just think that with us driving the cars that we're driving, right, these police departments already know what these cars do as far as the power is concerned. We already got a bad reputation for taking off and running on cops. Protect yourself any way that you can, man. Whether you're running Waze, GPS, Google Maps, or if you have a radar, man, protect yourself any way that you can. Like I said, this radar is $299, but trust me when I say it has saved me from so many tickets. It has paid for itself at this point. And if you get your setup real clean, like I have it, to where it's just mirror tap and it's not hanging down and bothering you. I hate when I get in people's cars and I see that long ass wire being connected to the cigarette lighter. I hate that shit, but if you can get it clean like you need to, that's the best way to go. You can just have that thing suction right off. Like I said, when I sit up right and I'm driving my car, it's damn near not even in my vision. Like, this little thing is taking up more of my vision than my actual radar. Like, when you move that out the way, it's just a straight clean sight right now, you know, and that's ultimately how you want it, to where it's clean. And then when it goes off, because I've got it set up in such a way that the screen is always off until it goes off, I know immediately something's going on. Whether I'm blasting my music or not, if I hear it, it doesn't matter, because once that screen lights up, I know that something's there. But like I said, guys, I wish I had the box. I don't. Left it at home. But you guys really need to look into a radar detector of some sort. I know some guys are using the Escort Max. Go ahead and drop that money. That 360 Escort Max, I think that's running for like 500 plus. Some of you guys have Valentine's, all that stuff. You know, tomato. At the end of the day, this is the only one that I've ever used, and I swear by it. And you know, this is something that I'll put in all my cars going forward. So, Uniden R3 Extreme Long Range Laser Detector, laser/radar detector. I'll put the link in the description, guys, but it's legit. I swear by it. I'm not sponsored by them, so this is no cap. Like, your boy's not getting any money off of this. I'm literally just trying to keep you guys from getting those tickets and then getting harassed by, you know, 12. So, as always, guys, it's been your boy Knockout, man. Real quick video here. Just want to keep you guys protected out there, because I know that y'all like to get into some crazy stuff, and so do I. And like I said, this thing has saved me from many tickets, many pullovers, many interaction with cops, and I know it'll do the same thing for y'all. So hit me in the comments. Let me know if you need to ask me any questions or anything like that, guys. But for real, look into a radar detector. See you guys in the next one, man. Peace.